I'm Kurt from Oz Armour and welcome to Workshop Wednesday. Last Friday, Daryl removed an important MG mount off our Panzer II F turret for use in our upcoming Panzer II lowercase c restoration. This week, he's working on an even more rare piece.
What we've got here is our turret ring for a Panzer II lowercase c. What we're doing at the moment is checking its condition. We're very lucky because it looks like it's been stored pretty well for the last 80 years. I've had to get some bolts out that were snapped off. One of our viewers once told us about how you put a washer on top before you weld the nut on, and that's what we do now. It works perfect. Plan for today is basically just going around and tapping the balls in the race and just moving them along just to make sure they're free, that they're not rusted solid. And I've noticed one thing, it looks like every second ball is a fraction smaller than the other one.
Really?
Yeah, if you look here, see this one here moves real easy. I can basically move it by hand. I get to this next one, it's a lot harder. It's actually firmer. And if you can see in here, this is what I'm trying to get as much out now, all this dried grease.
Wouldn't it be better to split the race and tidy it all up, or?
I will, but I'm just trying to get as much out now so that I can actually try and get the race working. This is where they drop the balls into the race. We've got a machined out area here. And one other thing that amazed me, the turret is only fixed down with 10 8mm bolts.
Is that all it is?
That's all it is. These bolts here, there's only 10 of them. You can see the holes here.
And that's all that holds it in?
That's all it is. Only 8 very small 8mm bolts. I imagine it's because these were mainly considered to be infantry support tanks. I'm going to confirm that the turret ring actually fits. I want to sit it on there, confirm it, because the turret design shouldn't have changed between this and our lowercase c, which that turret ring will go on. That's it, look at that. And that's not even cleaned yet. We'll get all that old grease and dirt and dust out of it. We'll put new grease in it.
With the turret race holes aligned, Daryl has a crack at extracting the ball bearings. But it's not as easy as it might first seem.
There's not enough clearance for it to come out.
Yeah.
So, I thought there was some trick where you had to lift it up or something.
It's a special flathead screwdriver used for levering things, hey?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. No luck, Daryl.
No luck.
We decide to flip it over and have a closer look at the other side. Maybe there's something we're missing here.
some of the holes we know, the ones here, are sheared off, and they're the ones that hold the lower turret ring to the top of the superstructure. There's no thread on that. That's smooth.
But there's something in some of them.
Yeah, so...
What does it mean? What does it mean, Daryl?
I don't know. See how it's...
Oh, yeah.
So... Looks too loose to be threaded, you know what I mean? Like... Seems to go on tight again. No, didn't do it. Have to try again.
Very long.
Very long bolt.
Very long indeed. Looks like it's a three-parter, Daryl.
Yes, these bolts here may be holding what is the inner part. If you can see that one, that's gone in. You know, it's been held in about, you can see the rust, about ½ inch, 12 mil.
Yeah.
So then these must mean that these other ones here are sheared off. So if they're sheared off, that's good, because it means that should pull apart. It's just getting the other ones out. And then when we can get down low to the other side, we can do weld the washer and the nut on.
Well, technically, you should be able to lever the bottom two halves off this bit if they're not attached to anything.
Well, that's it. Yep, go down it.
The only problem with this theory is that the inner race is fused to the actual turret ring, and there's no way for us to pull it apart with the equipment that we have.
How can we only get things 80 years after they've been done, Kurt?
Beats me, mate. This race is only coming apart if we can find a way to get the ball bearings out.
Yeah, I'll just die grind a bit. Probably a manual somewhere that we don't have that tells us how to do it. So you can see, I don't know if you can see there, Kurt spotted it. There's a little, like someone's put a cold chisel in on the corner here and hit it to stop things coming out. So we're going to die grind that and see how we go.
Moment of truth, Daryl.
Right, to help with it, I've die grind a little bit out, but I've also popped a wedge in to just take out any fraction of the movement. And I think we're going to be lucky here. Oop.
Yes.
Oh yeah, now that's one of the smaller balls. We might actually have to go around and take every second ball out and then bring all the balls to one side, and then it'll give us more movement on the race.
Yes.
So I think that's what we'll have to do, because once we take out half the balls, the race will be able, and put them on the side, the race will be able to go this way and that way a bit.
Yeah, bit of play.
A bit of play. I spotted one just as we were going through it, It's had a hard life. See the fracture line through it? It's been chipped, so I've got no idea how that happened.
Wow, yeah.
What we'll do is we'll go through, clean all these up and have a good look at them. Straight up. And these are all these. I'll show you these.
That's what we want.
So they've been sheared off underneath.
Yeah, like ripped out.
Yeah, just torn out. They're all just been ripped off.
It's pretty obvious that this turret was torn off with great force from the tank it was originally attached to. And even though these bolts are sheared off completely, the turret ring is still in excellent condition.
Oh, look at that one. Just shattered. It must have been fractured in there. So, you know, I got no idea how it came about, but for that to happen, it's a bit of force in it, but it hasn't buckled it. So, whether it was in getting demolished.
Yeah, getting ripped off the tank. So the bolts we just pulled out are what attaches the turret ring to the hull. What Daryl is going to check now is that the bolt holes on the turret race line up with the turret that we have here in the workshop at the moment.
One side down, it's a good sign. This won't go on this turret, but I just want to, for my own peace of mind, make sure it fits and it's the correct ring for a Panzer II.
That's good. Great success, Daryl.
Yep, no, good, yep. Still can't believe it's only 10 8mm bolts that hold it on. Right, what we're doing now is we're going to try and actually spend a bit of time on this and see if we can't get these armoured covers to move. Someone's had a go at them in the past and looks like they've heated up these pivot points. So we're just going to see, this will be the first time we've had a go at them, and we'll just see if we can make them move.
The turret we're using for our Panzer II restoration is still en route, but we want to get this one on display in the museum. So while it's in here, we'll spend a little bit more time on it, fixing it up before sending it away to be sandblasted and painted. That doesn't look like it's moving at all. It's wedged.
Shouldn't move. Just want to get a little bit more room at the top. Definitely opened up more at the bottom. I was thinking we'd try and get it, someone had already heated it up, but obviously...
That could have been decades ago.
I know, well I was hoping that they had it loose and it just firmed up on us. But yeah, I think we'll go with a bit of heat. See the spring there to help keep the visor up when they're driving along. they'd oxy cut it. And the pin, the heat's loosened up the pin and it's just fallen out.
Yeah.
We have to take it out anyway if we're going to put a new one in. So that's probably the full extent that it would open there now.
This was as far as we got today. Did Daryl get the hatch working freely? Find out on tomorrow's Q&A. So until then, I'm Kurt from Oz Armour, and I'll see you on the next one.